Hey guys, welcome to Split. It's 2022 and Sony's decided to refresh its flagship headphones, the WH-1000XM series. This is called the WH-1000XM5s. I'm not going to say that every time, so we will call this the XM5s for the rest of this video. And I will tell you if it's worth upgrading from the XM4s if you already had one, or is it worth you shelling out $400 to buy these bad boys with the changes they've made. Let's get it. So I did say that they had redesigned the whole thing, and they did from the inside out. Some great changes, a few steps backwards in my opinion, but it's my opinion, so don't kill me. But let me know what you guys think in the comments when we're done with the video. Starting with the case, if I could just find the case. Oh God, that's the case. All right, starting with the case. And the shape of the case. The case used to be a perfect oval design, right? But now we have whatever it is you call this shape. Don't know what this is. And there's a reason for that, because now the headphones don't fold anymore. So they need a bigger case, form factor, for it to be able to sit in there comfortably, right? Without folding. And we'll get to why they've made that decision in a minute, but it is what it is. There, that's how it would sit in the case, boom. So you gotta find, if you were a backpack carrier, then you don't have a problem with this, but if you had a specific space for carrying that, I don't even think it's gonna change much, but that's just something worth noting. It still has a compartment that holds your 3.5mm jack, for those of you that want pure sound when you're jacked into the headphone jack. And Sony still gives you the most ridiculous length of USB-C cable there is for a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Sony, shame on you, but you can do better. You can do better. And that's it. It does have a magnetic flap though, which I think is cool. I could do this all day though, but I'm not. I'm just gonna do it a little longer. yeah. So that's the difference with the case, right? And yeah, that. Now back to the cans. Other changes you would find on the cans themselves, starting from the external structure. They've dropped that flat hinge mechanism that allows it to fold, like I said with the case, so you can't fold. The bar that runs through is similar to the reminiscent of the NC700s by Bose. So you can slide them in and out, and you can fold them in and out, but you can't fold them inward for a smaller form factor. And therein lies the difference. But they've done that so that up here you can get a little more padding for comfort on your head, and they've distributed the weight so that it kind of works out well. And shout out to Sony, there's a nice red notch right here that says right. For those of us that struggle to figure out which way goes what way when you're hearing your headphones. In terms of other external features, they're pretty much welcome from the last generation. Your right ear cup still touch sensitive, right? You can double tap to play and pause, swipe up to increase your volume, down to decrease your volume, swipe forward to skip a track, slide backwards to skip backwards, yada yada, blah blah. Bob's your uncle, still the same. Still has a USB-C port for charging, and headphone jack. On the left ear cup, it has a power button and another button for your ambient sound. And they also bring a lot of fan favorites back, other than where you know where all the buttons are and so on. Like when you still take them off now, they still pause and you put them back and they play. Speak to chat, all those features are there. But in the old XM4s, you could see the sensor in the ear cup, right? But now Sony has hidden them behind the padding, so for a cleaner, much cleaner look. So you're not gonna find that sensor in there, but it still does exactly the same thing. Moving on to the technical changes that are on the XM5s. It does have a total of 8 microphones, yeah, of which 4 of them are like beam-forming microphones. Sony calls them beam-forming microphones because they sort of enhance your audio. I noticed the XM4s, they were okay, but not great when it came to making calls. But these ones take it up several notches. It is super clean for making phone calls. Way better for those Zoom and Teams videos. It really just excellent in dampening background noise. And that's where I think the new algorithm and dual processor comes into play. It does an amazing job at voice clarity and killing the background sound, so people can hear exactly what you're saying, regardless of if you're standing in the streets, in a market or Balindin, nobody cares. It just sounds great. You know, good job Sony on that front. Okay, so down to the meat of the matter. Why would you shell out $400 for these, especially if you're an audiophile and want to hear how they sound? So this is the real change in the XM5s. there's a 30 millimeter carbon fiber driver here, which is 10 millimeters smaller than the XM4s. Who would think smaller is better for driving sound? Anyway, I think there's some links I can throw in the description for you to check out the technicalities, but it does give you cleaner sound. I did test them against my XM4, well, a friend's XM4 since someone stole my XM4s. It still hurts. So I did test them, and at the same volume on the same device and the same song, the XM4s, believe it or not, gave me slightly louder sound, but not cleaner. The XM5s were definitely cleaner. The highs the mids were fresh, crisp, the bass line was on point, but not loud enough to distort the music. Versus the XM4s, which get a little bit louder right before you start to hear a little bit of distortion. So Sony focuses, especially with its dual processing chip, the aim here is cleaner sound. So if you just want brain rattling, audio, this might not be for you, right? But it is loud enough, except you want to go deaf. It is more than loud enough to work, but the focus is on crisp, clean sound. Keep that in mind, right? And it does support SBC, AAC, and the almighty LDAC. And of course, you can only get LDAC on some devices, some flagship Android devices. So if you're an iOS guy, you're out of luck. So this might affect your choice for buying these headphones. If that's something you were trying to get, keep that in mind. Oh yeah, and if you really want to optimize usage of the XM5s, just like the previous ones, you should download the Headphones Connect Sony app, because there you can just adjust your EQ the way you would like them, test fit, adjust ambient sound, auto detection, and all that. I think it's totally worth it. It's not one of those apps that's just there for their sake. I think if you want to get the full experience, you should definitely download the app, the companion app, to go with these. This is still one of the best headphones out there with battery life. Sony advertises the XM5s can do 30 hours with ANC on and about 37 hours with ANC off. That's active noise canceling, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. In my real life testing, I got 31 hours ANC on, just bumping away, taking calls. It went great. And when I turned it off, I got over 40 hours on these headphones. So yeah, Sony was being modest when they wrote that on the box, like, this is what we can do. But it does much better, at least in my testing. Let me know what you guys experienced in the comments below. Maybe my headphones are just really cool. And quick charge is still here. It's even much better now. So you can get 3 minutes of charge and you can get 3 hours of play. And why did I say it like that when I should have just said 1 minute of charge equals 1 hour of play? Because I'm not charging for less than 1 minute. Okay, so 3 minutes of charge will give you 3 hours of play, which I think is pretty amazing. That's shorter than the time it takes you to brush your teeth and put on your boxes. That's 3 hours of headphone time. Keep that in mind if you're looking for power. Moving on to the part I think some of you are gonna have a problem with. I know, and keep in mind, this is my personal opinion. Things that bug me a bit may not be a problem for you, but let me know in the comments below what you think. Maybe I went a bit too far. The glitches and small issues, I think, are related to these headphones. It is $400, so I am allowed to nitpick a little bit. Now, some of these glitches may not bother any of you, but some of them bothered me. Let me know in the comments below which one you think is a real glitch and which one you don't think it is. Starting with the first thing I mentioned about the case, the folding ability. Now, because of this new design, you've lost your ability to fold, so which means you need more space to carry this. You can't fold it and put it in a pouch. You sort of have to wear it around your neck or something, I don't know. But, it's there. I know, emotional, but the glitches get more serious as we move forward. Doesn't support aptX, at least last I checked. And aptX does have aptX HD and so on, which is really cool because they're getting closer to LDAC as they move forward to refine that Bluetooth codec. So $400, I think that's missing. You should keep that in mind. There is no IP rating for these. So Sony is essentially saying don't put them near water or moisture. If you look at the case, there's a warning in there in the leaflet that says keep it away from moisture. $400, you can't work out with them. You can only use them in the comfort of your home or somewhere quiet on a bus or somewhere there's no water. So again, keep that in mind. If you're looking for gym buddies, these aren't for you. It does have a USB-C slot, right? So it can charge with power. Yes, quick charge, 3 minutes, 3 hours, great. But you cannot pass audio through this. So if I had a USB-C cable that converted into a 3.5mm jack or into a USB-C device that just needed audio, it won't pull audio in here. I have no idea why, but that is what it is. Another glitch is when I'm in meetings on Zoom, Teams, Google, you name it. Sometimes when I take it off and it does what it's supposed to do, which is sort of pause the audio here, when I put it back on, I get half volume or sometimes no volume. And I can't resolve it on the system no matter what I do, except when I power these off completely and power them back on. Initially I thought it was a one-off, but it happened more than enough for me to notice that it was a glitch. So it might be a software thing, which I'm sure a software update will fix, but just to note that that did happen to me. It didn't happen when I was playing music though. The pause and unpause feature worked flawlessly. But in meetings, I noticed it struggled with with that software every now and then, taking my volume to what it should be. And the last one that really breaks my heart. These things are called the XM5s. And then there's a PS5. And the common denominator is Sony. They're both Sony 5s. This does not work with your PlayStation 5. For some magical reason, you cannot use this wirelessly. And this is something Sony has been doing for a while now. It doesn't make sense to me. That ecosystem should sort of encompass itself and work flawlessly, but it does not. Sony has like a new in-zone lineup for gaming with monitors and stuff. Yeah, but to me, that doesn't, it makes sense to them in terms of diversification, but for me, so when I buy these, I still have to go buy an in-zone, another $300, $400 device that costs almost as much as a PlayStation 5, just so I can use headphones on the same device from the same company. Come on, guys. Come on, son. Grow up. So that really bothers me a lot. And those would be my top quirks for these headphones. Other than that, they are fantastic. So should you upgrade? Question of the day. If you have XM4s for $100 plus trying to get here, XM4s is going for about $250, $247 right now. If you still have them, you're not missing much. I wouldn't advise you to upgrade to the XM5s because those are still very solid noise canceling headphones. Top industry rated as far as I'm concerned. If you don't have any and you're looking to buy brand new NC headphones, these will be your top 3 in consideration without a doubt. But if you're looking for that optimum Bluetooth codec LDAC and you're an iOS guy, that quickly sort of eliminates these from the list because you won't be able to run LDAC on your iPhone. But if you're an Android guy or you use other devices and LDAC is important to you and you want that clean sound, this still goes back in the top 3. If you're a workout guy and need your headphones to work out all the time, this is off the list for you. So guys, let me know which category you fall in the comment below. Is it worth $400 in your opinion? That's my time. I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you later.
Wow.